Hey, at Redemption Church, we want to encourage you to go public with your faith, just like Jesus told us to. So we want to make sure not only that you have a redemption story, but that you're equipped to share your redemption story as well. So we're going to give you a tool to help you do that. And our hope is that you'll use this tool to share with those around you, but also that you'll take this and you'll post your story on social media and use the hashtag #MyRedemptionStory. And we're going to give you some tips on how to do that after we teach you this tool. So the tool we're going to teach you is called the 2-minute testimony, and I want to model that for you right now. There was a time in my life where fear really ruled my life. In fact, it affected me so much that I didn't want to be rejected by people, so I didn't really talk that much. And what it really led to was a fear of death, because I really didn't know what was going to happen to me when I died. But then I heard the good news of Jesus, that He came and He died on the cross to pay the penalty for my sin, that He redeemed me, that He rose again and showed that He defeated sin and death. And I really chose to follow Him at that time. And since I followed Jesus, He's given me a tremendous amount of courage to do the things He's asked me to do. And that's led to really a lot of peace in my life, even in the face of potential life-threatening situations. Because I know that if something were to happen to me, that I would go to be with Jesus for all of eternity. So now, let's help you build yours with the tool, the 2-minute testimony. First, you have the intro. Then you have your life before Christ. Then you have how you met Christ. Then you have your life since you followed Jesus. And then you have the question, where you're inviting others to share their story with you. Now, if you have a story in which you came to Christ at a very early age, and you might say, I don't really remember a lot of my life before Christ, that's okay, and that's really awesome that you came to Christ at such an early age. What we would typically do in that situation is your life before Christ would just be a problem or a situation that's arisen since you followed Jesus. How you met Jesus would be how Jesus helped you through that area of your life. And then your life since Christ would be, how has your life been since Jesus helped you through that? And so that's how you would build yours. So now we're going to walk through the tool. And if you remember in the intro, I made a statement. I said, there was a time in my life when. There was a time in my life when. And so you just get used to kind of introducing your story with that statement. Secondly, in the area of my life before Christ, there were 2 words that I kind of focused on. And so you'll ask the Holy Spirit to give you 1 or 2 words that really defined your life before Christ. And mine were fear and death. Then we come to the part of our life where we met Jesus, where we heard the gospel and followed Jesus. And you come up with 1 or 2 words that define kind of how that took place for you. If you remember, my 2 words were Jesus redeemed me and I chose to follow Jesus. Then we have our life after Christ and what my life has been like since I followed Jesus. And you're going to ask the Holy Spirit to give you 1 or 2 words that really has defined your life since Jesus changed your life. And if you remember, mine were courage and peace. Then we're going to come to a point where we're going to invite the other person in to tell us their story and to hear about what their life has been like and if they've had a life-changing experience with Jesus. And that question you ask at that point is, what about you? Do you have a story like this? And then just listen to what they say. Finally, if you're going to post this on social media, I would encourage you to video yourself giving your 2-minute testimony. And then at the end of that, just say simply, my name is Daniel and this is my redemption story. Or my name is blank and this is my redemption story. So here are a couple tools to help you as you post these things on social media. 1, video yourself, post it on your Facebook, your Instagram, whatever social media avenue you have and that you like to use. But I would encourage you not just to post it, but to actually post a question that might get people to interact with you. And so, for instance, my testimony dealt a lot with fear or fear of death. And so what I might do is record myself, put it on my social media, and then pose a question. Have you ever struggled with fear? Or what about you? Do you ever really think about death and fear death. And that way people can interact with you once you post it, and you can have an opportunity to share Jesus with more people. And also don't forget, if you do post it, use the hashtag #MyRedemptionStory. That way all of our church can see everyone's story, and hopefully we can get the message of Jesus out to as many people as possible. Thanks, and let us know if you have any questions.